While the wheels of democracy continue to roll locally in Cheyenne, we begin with a look at our local mayoral race. With the upcoming legislative session right around the corner, Secretary of State Chuck Gray says there's still a need for tax relief and reform. Will you be running for president?
No, I'm running to represent Wyoming in the House of Representatives.
And that's it for now.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, well. Do you think Trump is an insurrectionist? Do you think he was trying to overthrow the government? And do you think what he did on January 6th was right? So during the 2020 presidential debates, you had some choice words for Trump, and now you're endorsing him. What's changed for you?
The crowd at Harriet Hageman's election watch party was ready for a win, and boy did Harriet Hageman deliver.
This election day will come down to which party can turn out more voters. And with more than 42 million early votes already cast nationwide, it's setting up to be a big day. Emergency crews are trying to contain the flames, but are having difficulties due to high wind. At Fridays on the Plaza, we're expecting to hear Out of Sight starting at 6 o'clock, and Sky from LMFAO at 7:30. There's food trucks, there's beer trucks, and it's such a gorgeous day today. Carl, tell us what we can expect on the weather.
Okay, so as far as gorgeous goes.
Severe thunderstorm and tornado warning strong enough to lift this hay bale hit Laramie County, Wyoming yesterday. Just like this freshly paved sidewalk, the city and the DDA are using a program to make sure that the businesses in the downtown core stay pedestrian friendly and safe. Welcome back. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky met with European leaders today in the UK. This emergency European security summit comes on the heels of a tumultuous meeting with President Donald Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance at the White House. Can we vote for you? Can we support you?
You can't vote for me, but you can cheer me on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We can sign on to TikTok and go, yay!
Yes.
In celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month, we take a look at Hispano-Latino history and its impact on Wyoming. In Cheyenne, because local matters, I'm Valeria Fugate, Wyoming News Now. You okay? Welcome back. Over the weekend, Trump demanded Republicans agree to allow recess appointments, which would shift power away from the Senate. LCCC is opening up their dental hygienist program to help students take a bite out of an educational opportunity. Today, first responders are taking tests to make sure that they're prepared for when emergency strikes. On Thursday, the FORMAC organization held a special dedication for a new Hawk crosswalk. The event was to honor Mikhaili or Mac Evans, the 13-year-old boy who was struck by a car and killed while walking to school in 2021.
This has just been so emotional for me. I'm sorry. But I feel like that this is something that he would be very proud of, having something that was saving the lives of other children.
Mac's mom and family were there.
My son's legacy will live on, and that we will be able to get back to our community in such a positive way.
As well as Mayor Patrick Collins.
It's her advocacy that's bringing the attention to pedestrian safety in and around our schools. But I think these are going to be lifesavers long term, and I'm very excited about seeing these installed here in our Cheyenne.
And Wyoming's Superintendent of Public Instruction, Megan Degenfelder, to usher in a new season of school pedestrian safety.
I've started to have communication with members of the local trustees and with members of the legislature to see what options there are to ensure this doesn't happen again.
This crosswalk was sponsored by Microsoft and Taco John's. The FORMAC Foundation says it's their mission to make sure that every child can get to school and home safely. In Cheyenne, because local matters, I'm Valeria Fugate, Wyoming News Now. Wyoming's slogan is the equality state, but it also has a legacy of discrimination. And now that legacy is spilling over to a group Wyomingites say they respect most in our state. According to F.E. Warren officers, 4 military families of color have transferred out of the state. The reason? These service members and their children face repeated racial discrimination from the community, including schoolmates. Military authorities spoke up and say the diversity our military brings is a source of strength in Wyoming.
Great communities are diverse. Great communities celebrate everybody that they have together with them. Great communities accept one another. and they don't tolerate behavior like this.
Barrington says this racism affects who stays, who chooses to come, and who invests in our city and our state. The military is our largest employer with over $400 million in payroll.
Our nuclear mission here is vital. I need talented people who can come to work. So when we start impacting our ability to bring in top talent, that is a strategic problem.
Governor Mark Gordon says racism weakens Wyoming.
It is troubling to me that we have soldiers that are protecting our very rights, that are feeling uncomfortable living here. And when we have Russia rattling sabers and China doing all that it's doing overseas, we should feel strongly about making sure that our military feels safe here and that they also know that Wyoming supports them 100%.
Air Force staff broke their silence in January when these ongoing issues came to a head. Officials say it got so bad, a serviceman's daughter became suicidal and another family's son was fined for fighting when racially berated. So what has been done and what works to fix it? We'll have some answers for you tonight at 10. With the first whiffs of fall in the air, the summer season is coming to a close. And along with that comes school, reading, and Laramie County School District 1 book vetting policies.
For decades, trusted the expertise of our district librarians to vet the books that go into our libraries. And now there seems to be a discussion about whether or not their vetting is good enough. And I think it beckons back to how do we create safe spaces for children to learn?
An event was held in Cheyenne this week that gave the community a chance to meet and learn more about several candidates running for LCSD1's School Board of Trustees and to touch on some controversial topics.
We are seeing more polarization than ever before on one side or the other. So whatever side you're on, what is happening is we are working in silos. We're not building bridges.
Held at Bonsai Books, the event had a live Reading Rainbow mural painting, food, games, and a raffle. They also discussed recent hot button issues like book vetting, representation.
The thread that binds books to political outcomes is that you must have representation in our democracy. People who are directly affected by policies should be the people creating those policies.
And who gets to decide what's appropriate materials for our children in school?
These elected officials that are making these decisions on school board policy, on whether to have open access to books or not, they need to hear from individuals.
Information on voter registration will also be provided on site. The candidates are scheduled to attend another event at Lions Park on Saturday.